Hi. We've been having a great discussion on trauma, and I posed this question, what kind of traumatic experiences have you had? How long ago did it feel like it happened? Now, it may become clear to you now that trauma and PTSD is a disorder of memory. I asked the question, how long ago does it feel like it happened? And many people say it feels like yesterday, last week, last month. And if it's a traumatic memory, it doesn't matter how long ago it actually happened, the event actually happened, the memory is always going to feel a bit or a lot closer in time, and also a lot closer in perspective, and I'll explain that in another video. A lot closer than it should be, because the principle is this, right? Memories fade with time, and if your memory is not fading with time, it tells you something. It tells you that the memory itself is not behaving like a normal memory, and that's our problem. So, there are basically three legs on the stool of trauma and PTSD. The first leg is avoidance, the second leg is intrusive mental imagery, and the third leg is hyperarousal. Your body's physically aroused, so you feel like really stressed and anxious and panicky, etc. And what happens then is, because there's no obvious reason why that should be the case, your brain starts to find reasons why you're experiencing this, and so you go, well, it might be this, it might be that, it might be this other thing, and that brings you on to worry and rumination. So the thing I want to flag up today is this. And when I was working in the Berkshire Traumatic Stress Service, and PTSD and trauma is my speciality, many times people would struggle with traumatic experiences. They come into the NHS, and one of the first questions they really have, although they wouldn't really want to ask the question, is this. They'd want to know if they're going mad. And the reason they'd want to know if they're going mad is because it seems so crazy to them that something happened a long time ago, still feels like yesterday, and it's still like disrupting and ruining their life. And I met so many people who are so relieved to know that they were not going mad because they're experiencing the negative effects of a traumatic event. So what we need to do is this. We need to separate out the event from who you are. Now, recall this, right? People would say, I thought I was going mad after I've explained the nature of traumatic experiences. I thought I was going mad. And that means that they themselves were the problem, right? Going mad is the problem. They were the problem. And I want to flag this up to you today. You are not the problem, but you have a problem. And so let's turn this around, right? I am not the problem, but I have a problem. Now, how many of you can say that you believe that? I am not the problem, but I have a problem. And if you don't believe that, then that is an element of what you're struggling with. So ask yourself that question, right? Ask yourself that question today. I am not the problem, but I have a problem. How true does that feel? How true does it feel? And 0, I didn't make this up, right? So 0, it's not at all true. 7 is completely true. Hi, I am not the problem, but I have a problem. How true does that feel? 0, it's not at all true. 7 is completely true. And post it on the group, right? So let's see how you're going. So this is our task for the day. Say, I am not the problem, but I have a problem. How true does that feel? 0, it's not at all true. 7 is completely true. And post it. And let's start to unpick this aspect of trauma, that it makes you think that you are the problem rather than you have a problem that you just don't know how to overcome. Okay? So, I am not the problem, but I have a problem.